Hello everybody, welcome back to Wellham's World, and today, as you can see by what's on the screen, by the title and the thumbnail, we are looking at a tier list for every single character on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and we're going to be ranking them all. There is one missing, which is the villager girl, or villager female girl person. So what we're going to do is when we rank villager boy, we're just going to chuck them in the same one because they're basically the same character. As you can see, some of the things are a bit cut off, but I'm going to do the best I can to give all of my reasoning. There's 42 characters, so I'm going to try and be as quick as possible, but also give as much detail as I can when I rank them, if you know what I mean, so that I'm not just here for 40 odd minutes telling you about each character. But a lot of them we can group together, and we're going to start as you can see on the left hand side. We've got elite, good, alright, meh, just pointless, and trash. Just pointless is there because they just don't need to exist, but it's just like they could also fall into trash, but I just feel like there needs to be a tier just for the pointless characters. And you know what, we can start with the just pointless characters, and we have Pink Gold Peach, who's going in there. We have Metal Mario, who is also going in there. We have Cat Peach, who is going in there, and we also have Tanuki Mario. And the reason, also, sorry, just to keep up consistency, we have Dry Bowser, because these are the exact same characters as their normal characters, just colour swapped or given a different costume. Has no effect on their like stats with driving. It's literally just a colour swap, and we don't need 3 different Marios. Technically 4 if you count Baby Mario, but he's going somewhere else on this list. But yeah, this is it for now. In terms of just pointless, because none of them need to exist. You've got Dry Bones, you've got Bowser, although technically Dry Bones is just a reskin of Koopa Trooper, but so there's a little bit of inconsistency there with that one, but we're going to stick with that. Next we're going to go to what I alluded to earlier, the baby characters, and they are all going in the trash. They suck so much. They're awful characters. They're just really bad. We're getting through, like, we're going to get rid of the lowest ones first, or not the lowest ones, but the ones that, you know, just don't really matter, because we'll get to the little bit more like controversial ones, shall we say, in the future. Next we're going to go to the Koopa Kids, which is all of like Bowser's, oh fuck, didn't want to do that, Bowser's like kids. So we've got, I don't know which one's which, but we've got Larry, Lemmy, Ludwig, Iggy, Roy, Morton, and the woman one, the female one, which I can't think of her name, Wendy. Yeah, so we have Lemmy, Larry, Wendy, Ludwig, Iggy, Roy, and Morton, which I think I named them all before. They're all going in meh, because they're like almost just reskins of each other, almost reskins of Koopa and stuff like that. They are Bowser's like kids, but I think there is like some, like Morton is heavier than some of the other ones, which is this one who's got his head cut off. And I think Roy is as well, so they're like in different weight classes in the game. And they're actually like characters in other games. They're in like the Mario Galaxy games and stuff like that. So I'll give them a little bit more credit for being in this game. You know, and obviously I know Metal Mario was a villain in Mario Sunshine, but Mario Sunshine, we don't talk about that one. So yeah, so that's those lot. We're also just now going to put Inkling Boy, Inkling Girl, and Villager, both male and female, in Meh. I don't know much about, I think it's Splatoon is where Inkling Boy and Girl from. Not played it, so maybe if you have an affinity for that game you might rank them higher, but they're just kind of meh. I don't really use them, they're just sort of there. Same with Villager. Like, I feel like, why would you really use Villager? It's probably better on like Smash Bros, but you know, in this game, not really one that I use. We are going to put me in alright. Not me as in myself, but you know, the creative me's. We're going to put Isabelle from Animal Crossing in alright. And I'm going to do the same for Link, because I don't really play a lot of Zelda. I've played it a little bit in the past, but it's never really been one of my favourites, and I don't think Link... I mean, it's cool that they've crossed over with Animal Crossing and Legend of Zelda and Splatoon and stuff like that, and it is pretty cool, but I just don't rate Link that highly. So he's just an alright, he's not meh. I do use him occasionally. I think many of these like opinions are basically just what I rate them as a character, because they're not really like, there's no difference between using Mario and using Luigi because they're technically the same, right? They don't in terms of their weight and stuff like that. I'm gonna put Lakitu in meh. He is the floaty guy who tells you when to go at the beginning of a race, but he is a character in this one, but he's basically just a reskinned Koopa. He works in the same way, obviously, and I will put Koopa also in alright, because he's kind of boring, just like, you know, he's a decent character but he's kind of boring. And I'm going to do the same with Dry Bones, because Dry Bones has a little bit of the extra coolness because he's the dry version and he looks a bit cooler, but he's not really... I don't really rate the small characters that much, you know. I don't really care much for them. I like to use the bigger characters. And speaking of... I was going to go, speaking of bigger characters, and talk about the heavy guys, but I think I'll save all the heavies for last. Next we're going to go to Peach, who I think is, you know, good, and Rosalina, which is also going to put in meh, and then we're also going to put Daisy in alright. And it might seem a little bit controversial because, well, not controversial, but hypocritical maybe, contradictory to what I've said before, because technically, like, Daisy is just a reskin of Peach in a way, and Rosalina, but Rosalina's like a character in Galaxy, you know, there's a bit more to her than just a reskin, and Daisy has been around for a while and she's alright, you know, she's alright. As you can see, no one is yet in Elite. We're going to change that. I'm going to whack Donkey Kong, or as I called him in a comment on my Donkey Kong video, Dabby Kong, because when you do a trick on Mario Kart 8 he dabs sometimes, which, you know, was funny maybe when the game came out, but now it's a bit dated, but he's still sick. He's just a beast. I'm also going to put the beast incarnate Bowser at the top, because he's just an absolute machine. He's just sick. Bowser's, and he looks cool. He's the coolest looking character, except, I mean, maybe Dry Bowser, you might argue, looks cooler than Bowser. Bowser is the coolest looking character in the game. Just think he looks pretty sick. I'm gonna put Bowser Jr. in there. It's not like it's not quite a reskin, but it's just alright, isn't he? It's just alright. There's nothing really much to him. There's also, if Diddy Kong was in Mario Kart 8, you would have probably gone in the same place. We're going to put Toadette in trash. She's just, her voice is annoying. I hate her. You would think, am I going to put Toad in trash after my Mario Kart review where I called him a trash? But no, he is going to go in alright. I've changed my opinion on him a bit. I don't rate him. It's the thing, is I don't really, like I said, I don't rate small characters massively. I don't think there are any small characters that I really like. I don't really use them that much because I think they're a bit too weak and you can get bashed around and knocked about a bit too much. Except for Shy Guy, who's going in Elite. I know what you're thinking. You just said you didn't like small characters and you're putting him in Elite. He's sick. Look at him. Look at that guy and tell me you wouldn't put him in Elite. You know who else goes in Elite? Actually, no. Yoshi goes in good. I was going to put Yoshi in Elite. I think Yoshi goes in good. I think King Boo goes in good. And I think Wario goes in good. And that's the last one in good. I'm going to put a Luigi in alright. And I lied. Mario is also... I mean, he's a titular character, right? He's pretty basic, but, you know... yeah, like I said, pretty basic, but... I don't know. I kind of rate him. And obviously, Waluigi, the meme himself, goes into Elite. And I know you can see it's a bit, you know... heavy at the top because we have Donkey Kong, and I'm going to go through right now and just order them so it's like basically worst to best in my opinion. And this top row is exactly how I'd keep it. I like Donkey Kong, he's my favourite character in the game. Bowser's up there, Waluigi's up there and Shy Guy's up there. I'd put Yoshi at the top of here, Wario second, King Boo third, Mario fourth. Can you... there we go. Yoshi is probably my most used character, but I do prefer like the heavier characters. I just think they're a bit better is all. And I'd put Bowser Jr. at the top, then my Mii, just because I think it's fun playing as my Mii sometimes. Then I put Dry Bones third, Koopa fourth, Link fifth, Toad, Luigi, then Isabelle, then Daisy. So that's my alright. To be fair, with Meh, it could stay how it is. They can all interchange because they're all basically the same thing. Rosalina I just don't use. I think she's, at least on the Wii, she was this, like a heavy character. I don't know if she is on Mario Kart 8. I could be wrong there, so don't quote me on that, but you know. And as for Just Pointless, what I'm simply going to do is do that, because I think Dry Bowser's the coolest. Tanuki Mario is obviously a character from elsewhere, and Cat Mario just... Cat Peach, sorry, should just be crucified. And trash, obviously, doesn't matter what order I put them in, because they're all trash. All of them. Okay, this is my tier list. I've kind of blasted through it. I didn't want to be sat here for 40 minutes speaking about every character in depth. I feel like I've said enough, right? Because the reason why I've got Donkey Kong, Bowser, Waluigi and Wario so high, because I like playing as the heavy characters in the game. The reason I'm not putting Wario in Elite is just because I don't think he's quite my favourite in terms of, you know, I think Donkey Kong's my favourite actual character. Well, and then Bowser looks the coolest, Waluigi's a meme, so, you know, I can't not put him there. And Shy Guy's a beast, and Wario's just on that level below. Most of these is basically, I've put the category, so obviously trash, they're all the baby characters, and then Toadette's just annoying. All the Just Pointless characters are basically colour swaps of other characters, and I think it's just, they are literally just pointless. They don't need to be in the game, which is why I put that category. Meh, they're all just, oh sorry, didn't mean to move that. They're all just essentially the same character. I think some of them are heavier than others, but that doesn't really affect them because they're all just the same. Meh, they don't need, like, if they weren't there, you wouldn't miss them, you know what I mean? And I don't really know why they put default villager boy and default villager girl in the game when you've got Isabelle already, who's part of the Animal Crossing crossover. You could have put probably Tom Nook in there and he could have been a heavy character as well. And then, yeah, the rest of it sort of speaks for itself, really. I think all right. You know, I know a lot of people might say that, why would you play as your me? But I just think it's quite fun sometimes just to play as your me. And yeah, that's my tier list. If you agree or disagree, let me know. Let me know where you'd put some other characters. I know that some people would probably put Toad higher. I was tempted to put him lower, to be honest. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.